Behind the gilded gates of Kensington Palace, a civil war has erupted. This is not a battle for the throne, but a bitter conflict for control of the Prince and Princess of Wales's own back garden. On one side, the global fashion powerhouse Burberry. On the other, the furious, ultra-wealthy residents of London's Billionaires' Row, including diplomats and titans of industry. And caught in the middle are Prince William and Catherine, who now face a public relations nightmare that threatens to shatter their carefully crafted image as the dutiful, relatable faces of the modern monarchy. This is a story of wealth, power, and the dangerous commercialization of the crown. This is Royal Herald, and today we deliver a special report on the battle for Kensington Palace Gardens and the hypocrisy accusations now being leveled at the future king and queen. Before we break down this unprecedented royal conflict, we ask for a moment of your time. To support our mission of delivering these in-depth reports, please subscribe to Royal Herald, give this video a thumbs up, and activate the notification bell. Your engagement allows us to continue our work. The conflict centers on Perksfield, a private 7-acre oasis of green that serves as the gardens for William and Catherine's London residence, Apartment 1A at Kensington Palace. For London Fashion Week, the luxury brand Burberry plans to erect a massive temporary structure to host its star-studded fashion show. But the residents of the surrounding streets, some of the most expensive and exclusive real estate on the planet, are in open revolt. Formal objections have been filed with the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea. Complainants, including the Kensington Palace Residents Association and even the High Commissioner of India, whose residence is nearby, have voiced their concerns over the expected chaos. Traffic gridlock from hundreds of vehicles, noise pollution from construction and the event itself, and the inevitable litter that follows such a high-profile party. For these residents who pay millions for the privilege of living in what is supposed to be a tranquil and secure enclave, the prospect of a multi-day fashion festival in their backyard is seen as an unacceptable intrusion. Burberry, for its part, maintains that it has done everything by the book, consulting with the royal household and the Crown Estate. And this is not the first time royal land has been rented out. Perksfield has a history of hosting major events. In 2015, Burberry itself built a glass greenhouse theater there for a show attended by Samuel L. Jackson and a host of celebrities. In 2012, the fields were hired out to the Russian Olympic Committee, and they have also hosted the massive interior design festival Decorex, which drew over 11,000 visitors. The palace's argument is clear. This is business as usual, a way to generate income for the upkeep of the historic royal estates. This also raises an uncomfortable question of a potential conflict of interest. Burberry has long held a royal warrant, a prestigious mark of recognition for those who supply goods to the royal household. Critics argue that by renting palace grounds to a brand they personally endorse, the royals are blurring the lines between their public duty and their commercial relationships, giving preferential treatment to a favored luxury label. But this is where the story takes a sharp, and for the Prince of Wales, a deeply uncomfortable turn. Because this same field, now set to host a party for a billion-dollar fashion brand, has a very different, much more noble recent history. During the darkest days of the coronavirus pandemic, it was Prince William himself who gave special permission for air ambulances to use this private lawn for refueling. This single act of generosity saved helicopter crews a 45-mile round trip, allowing them to save more lives. It was a cause deeply personal to William, who served for over 2 years as an air ambulance pilot himself. He has seen firsthand the life-or-death importance of those first responders. And herein lies the public relations disaster. How can the same prince who opened his home to heroes during a national crisis now be seen as renting out that same home to a luxury brand, causing distress to his own neighbors? The contrast is jarring. One act is one of selfless public service. The other is perceived as a commercial transaction that benefits the global elite. This has opened William and Catherine up to accusations of hypocrisy. Are they the champions of the people and the emergency services, or are they simply landlords to the highest bidder? But the accusations of hypocrisy run even deeper. Prince William has made environmentalism the cornerstone of his public work. His Earthshot Prize is a globally recognized, multi-million-pound initiative to save the planet. He has given passionate speeches at the United Nations about the urgent need to combat climate change. And yet, he is now sanctioning a major international fashion show in his own garden, an event that, by its very nature, has a significant environmental footprint. The construction of a massive temporary venue, the carbon emissions from hundreds of international guests flying in, the waste generated by the event, all of this stands in stark contrast to the prince's own environmental message. The residents are not just complaining about noise, they are implicitly pointing out the prince's own hypocrisy, a charge that strikes at the very heart of his credibility and his life's most important project. This also creates a potential point of friction with his father, King Charles, a pioneering environmentalist who has spent 50 years advocating for sustainability. One can only imagine the king's private thoughts on seeing a piece of royal land used for an event so at odds with his own lifelong principles. This situation reveals the central, uncomfortable truth of the modern monarchy under the new Prince of Wales. Since inheriting the title of Duke of Cornwall from his father, Prince William is no longer just the heir to the throne. He is the CEO of a massive property and business portfolio worth over £1 billion. This Burberry deal is one of his first major commercial decisions as the new head of the Duchy of Cornwall. He is reportedly keen to modernize the estate's finances and make it more commercially viable. But this ambition is now clashing directly with the traditional expectations of the monarchy. This public backlash is his first major test as a royal landlord, pitting his desire to be a modern business-savvy prince against the public's desire for a monarch who remains above the fray. Inside the palace, a frantic PR effort is underway. Advisors are reportedly divided. One faction is urging the prince to hold firm, arguing that canceling the event would be a sign of weakness and would set a dangerous precedent, allowing a small group of wealthy residents to dictate how royal property is used. The other faction is pleading with him to cancel, believing that the damage to his and Catherine's carefully curated image of relatable public servants is not worth the rental fee from Burberry. They argue that the headlines writing themselves, Prince of the People versus Prince of Prada, are a communications disaster. For Prince William and Catherine, the stakes are incredibly high. They have spent over a decade building a brand based on duty, relatability, and a service-first mantra. This single event, this neighborhood dispute, threatens to undo years of careful work. It paints them not as servants of the nation, but as part of the very global elite that many people feel disconnected from. It is a crisis of perception, and in the world of modern royalty, perception is everything. And now we turn to you. Do you believe the royals are right to rent out their private lands for commercial events to cover costs? Or do you sympathize with the residents who feel their peace is being shattered for a fashion show? Share your insights and opinions in the comments section below. Your perspectives truly enrich our discussions. And if you appreciate this in-depth royal analysis, please like this video, subscribe to our channel for more royal updates, and join us next time as we continue to explore the captivating world of the British royal family. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you again.